News with Angelica and Britt.
Week 3.
Yeah. So today we're going to start out with the Florida segment, which we started last week. And last week we did our birthdays. This week we're going to do our husband's birthday.
Yes, I'll start with mine. So I actually have two because I was looking up just one, and the two first ones, they're both super funny, so I have to tell you both.
Okay.
Okay, so it's June 13th is what I look up, Florida man. And this man, Florida man to be exact, went to the police asking them to test his crystal meth because he thought that the drug dealer sold him a bad batch.
Oh my God. Like how dumb. He must have been so high to do that. That's
it must
insane.
have been working if he thought that was a good idea. It must have been a good batch. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like, what did he think was going to happen? What was his end game there?
He said he wanted the dealer to be arrested for selling bad crystal meth.
Like, you get arrested for selling bad crystal meth and good crystal meth.
Any type of crystal meth, or even meth that is not crystal, I suppose.
Yeah. My Florida man story is, my husband's birthday is July 24th, so I looked it up, and it's, okay, this guy decided to serve up a hot dog lunch for alligators, and he fed them from his mouth.
Hold on.
Florida man, being crazy.
Okay, so the alligators were gentle enough with this Florida man to eat hot dogs from his mouth.
Okay,
Did I hear that right?
let me show you this picture. It is ridiculous.
What in the world?
He's laying on his stomach on the ground with, like, right up in an alligator's face, feeding it a hot dog from his mouth.
Do alligators like hot dogs?
Apparently this guy just loves alligators and just decided to do this.
I guess they love him too.
They call him the Gator Crusader.
That's perfect.
So this is like a Florida man thing that, at least this time, it's something kind of good.
It was a good deed as long as the hot dogs don't give them digestion issues. I don't know what gators eat other than, wildlife. Hot dogs are made of... All right.
It's like processed meat,
All right.
though, so probably shouldn't be. Also, you shouldn't be feeding them.
I don't know. Alligators will eat your leg off, so maybe a hot dog's just a simple treat for it.
But I think it fits really good because Alex loves alligators, and he would be the kind of crazy person to do something like that. He wants to get a pet alligator, like not a little one, like a big one, and have it live inside with us, like with our cat and everything.
I don't think you'd have a cat.
Well, we watched a video of this old lady who has a pet alligator, like a big one, and she has cats, and they were all cuddling together on the couch.
Aww, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
See, it's all about how you raise your animals.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my second Florida man because I love it.
It's a bonus, Florida man.
It is. So a man with no arms has been charged with stabbing a tourist from Chicago. Now let me tell you, he had a pair of scissors in between his feet and he was laying on the ground and stabbed the guy.
Oh my God.
But apparently everyone was like, wait, what do you mean a man with no arms is being charged with stabbing somebody?
Yeah, I can't believe he was laying on the ground. That means he was planning on that.
If Florida man was all the same guy, it would make sense that he was feeding the alligator with his mouth if he had no arms.
Exactly.
Oh, I wonder if he has no arms because of an alligator.
No, he lost his arms from when he was holding onto the hood of the car, like in last week's video. Throwback.
Florida man's not going to exist any longer if he keeps up these crazy stunts.
My first news story is that Kim Kardashian West has helped release 17 people from prison in the last 3 months. So I thought this was interesting because
Dang.
not only is it interesting that she's going to school to be a lawyer, or I guess she's not going to school, but she's trying to become a
The
lawyer.
internship. I
Yeah.
think that's what I heard.
So apparently there's like a program that she helped fund that is helping people who have non-violent first-time drug offenses get out of prison earlier.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's pretty cool, I thought.
yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it's not awesome that they're criminals,
Yeah.
but if the crime was minuscule enough that she's able to get them out, that's awesome of her to do that.
Well, and like a lot of these people are in prison for like a really long time for like selling weed, which is legal in a lot of places.
Yeah, now it's decriminalized.
Yeah. Like it's
Wow.
legal in Michigan, but there are still people serving, you know, like long prison sentences over selling weed, like their first offense, you know?
Yeah, which
Like-
is kind of crazy,
Yeah, I think that's a bit harsh.
especially since Colorado just decriminalized mushrooms.
Yeah.
Shrooms.
I saw that. Well,
Hey.
especially what?
We should take a trip to Colorado. Get it? Yeah.
Well, especially because like I just saw this man raped like a 12-year-old girl and got no prison time. Like, you know how many rape cases get away with it? Like, even if it's like proven, they'll get like a year or two.
That is sick.
But like, so it makes no sense. Like, selling weed is not worse than like raping someone.
No, of course not.
Like, it's ridiculous.
So, as Canada was decriminalizing, legalizing recreational marijuana quite recently, but there was a typo in the bill. It's called a bill, right? Yep. So instead of legalizing and decriminalizing cannabis, there was a typo to where it was cannibalism.
What?
Yes.
That's like a really bad autocorrect mistake.
Yeah, and so the woman came out and she's like, you know, a few of us seen it, but it's one of those things where you don't want to point out, you just wait for the next guy.
Oh my
But everyone was thinking that way, so it came down to the voting moment, and someone had to say something because they were like 2 minutes away from passing the legalization of cannibalism.
Oh my god.
Like, I wonder if there's people up there who would have gotten so thrilled that they could now be a cannibal.
Yeah, that's really weird. I can't believe that they were like waiting to say something.
I know. Like, you know, it kind of sucks telling Linda, hey, you made a typo in the bill.
Yeah.
But, I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's pretty important. That's a pretty big distinction between cannabis and cannibalism.
Right. And maybe you shouldn't be using autofill while you're passing up or typing up a country's bill.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
Oh, it's because they're Canadian. They're all too polite. That's so funny. They were probably like,
Well, I was about to tell her, but... So, if you're a cannibal and you're being polite about it, like, how does that go? Like fine dining? Like knife, fork, napkin?
well, that's like Hannibal Lecter was like that.
Was he from Canada?
No, but there's like this scene, like he's like fancy. Like there's a scene where he like cuts the top of this guy's head off and then is like eating his brain with like a knife and fork.
What?
Have you ever seen those movies?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's like a fancy guy.
Fancy guy. Just like how the whole issue with the Ted Bundy. Okay, Zac Efron, you guys are getting it in your minds that they were trying to romanticize a serial killer.
Yeah, because I didn't take it like that. I took it as they were trying to show
The real
his
him.
poor wife's side. You know, the girl that he was like gonna marry or whatever.
Right.
Or did they get married?
I didn't watch the new one with Zac Efron in it, but I've seen a lot of old documentaries and even the live video, like the real footage of him. Like he was cunning, persuasive, like back in his day he was known to be very handsome. So why wouldn't they make him seem that way in the movie?
Well, yeah, and honestly, I watched the movie and I felt like I was much more empathetic to her, like his girlfriend or whatever, than I was to him. Like, it didn't make me feel like empathetic to him at all.
No, and I
Like,
mean,
Zac Efron's hot, yeah, but like, who cares? Like, that doesn't mean the movie is like trying to paint him as like a good guy. Okay, so there was this article about how much money you need to be wealthy in America today, and like, how much would you guess?
I think
Not
that.
to be like amazingly rich, but just to be like wealthy.
Okay, are we talking though like a family or like a single couple? Because if you got kids, that number goes up a lot.
Let's just say a single person.
A single
or like
person?
A couple. Yeah.
I would think they would have to make like 60,000 a year.
60,000?
Yeah.
Okay. See, all right. You
For
would
a
think-
single person.
You would think, like, okay, so what would you consider them though? Like, not like middle class.
Not
like,
okay. That would be like a living way to be able to just
Yeah.
live, not to be wealthy.
Okay, so to be wealthy, how much would you think?
Oh my God, like 120,000
A year? That seems like 120,000 a year. I would be like, okay, like that's good. I mean, you're not like Jeff Bezos or something, but you're wealthy enough for a single person. So this article says that merely having a net worth of 1 million, it seems, doesn't mean you're wealthy. So they did a survey, and you would think $1 million, like, okay, if you have a net worth of $1 million, that's like a lot of money, but that's like your house, your car, like all that stuff put together.
Right.
So, but still, I would consider myself wealthy if I had $1 million.
Well, anybody would. I mean, think about it. You think about it. If you had $1 million, you're imagining all these things you'd have, but really, like, how good can you be in this economy in this day and age?
Yeah. Well, okay, let's say you had nothing. No house, no car, like nothing. You had nothing to your name except $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
You could buy a house, buy a car. Like, you know, you're not going to buy like a mansion in LA and like a super nice car and all that stuff. But like, if you bought, like we live in Michigan, if you bought a house in Michigan that's like a decent house, like just a nice car, you know, like you would still have
Quite a bit left.
yeah, like you would still have way more than enough to live for at least like 5 years, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like I could make $1 million last
Yeah.
if you just keep living like a normal life.
But, I mean, here we have really high, like, insurances and stuff. I did just see
Yeah.
a lot of people are excited because they're trying to pass for us to have lower car insurance rates. Everyone, I seen them sharing about it on social media. They're so excited. But what they didn't read is that there's no timeline saying when they have to do that. There's no timeline or anything saying how much they're going to decrease it by. They're just kind of giving hope that, hey, your rates are going to go down. And everyone's super excited. But it's not set in stone yet. So, like, I try not to get my hopes up. Like, it costs a lot because we have 3 vehicles that we're insuring, and one of them has to have full coverage. If you have full coverage in Michigan, it is a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
In most states, it's not. Michigan's like the highest one.
Yeah.
And did you know that in New Hampshire, you don't have to have insurance, you don't have to have a license, and you don't have to wear a seatbelt?
What?
Yeah, it's called the Live Free or Die state.
Oh, because it's like a right to drive?
I guess. My nephew, he just turned 18 and he lived there last year, and he told me that you didn't have to have insurance. He was driving. I'm like, how were you driving? You haven't taken driver's training. He said you don't have to have a license there.
So they did a survey, and people said that the amount that they considered rich averaged out to be $2.3 million.
I don't think we will ever have that amount in our lifetime.
Well, and that's funny because that's actually more than 20 times the actual median net worth of U.S. households. So the median net worth of all U.S. households is 20 times lower than what you need to be wealthy. 20 times.
Yeah.
That's like impossible.
It's sad.
Yeah, it's like ridiculous.
I just hate talking about the economy and everything like that because I don't even know what to say. Like, it's so appalling the way things are.
Yeah, like, I also just heard something that, you know, when people say, like, oh, Wall Street's doing good, like, stocks are up, like, the economy's doing good. Well, I think it's something like 75% of Wall Street is owned by the top, like, 1%. So, like, it doesn't affect regular people. I mean, it will if, like, Wall Street crashes or something. But if Wall Street, like, if stocks go up and stuff, like, it doesn't affect people. Like, most
Right.
people. It only affects the richest people anyways.
Right. It's like you have to have money to get more money. But I do love that, like with Etsy and all that, people are able to, like, do something that they're good at, whether it be like a craft or a service, and put it out there easily to make money. I think that is awesome.
Yeah, with the internet today, like, you have a better chance at becoming a millionaire if you do something like that on the internet than if you, like, go to college.
That's why it's good to be unique. People are like, I don't want to be weird, I want to be like her. No, because you have a special ability, and if you fine-tuned it, you could, like, make money off it, or, like, open your third eye, or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or just have something that you enjoy.
Right,
you
just
know?
be you, and good things will come. When you align with who you are and who you're supposed to be, things start working out.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I got one last story. It's kind of going back with the first couple stories we had about drug situations. So these ladies went to like a consignment shop, thrift shop type thing, and they found one of them big boxes of Legos. And they're like, oh sweet, our son likes Legos, let's take it home for a gift. Son's like, yay, I have a box of Legos. He opens it, and inside is $40,000 worth of methamphetamine.
Oh my God.
Right.
I can't believe the consignment shop didn't check to make sure nothing was in it.
Well, the Lego box was shrink wrapped to look like it came from the factory, but it contained 3.2 pounds of meth instead of Legos. Okay, so like, how did that happen? Like, did someone die and it was in their house, so they took all their stuff to the thrift shop? Like,
I bet you it was like drug smuggling. Like, someone was probably driving across the country with a truck full of shrink-wrapped Lego boxes, and then like somehow one got lost or like given to the wrong person or something, and then it probably, I don't know, that's really weird.
that's what I'm saying, like, and then people, they're always like, share this on Facebook, don't let your kids eat these little teddy bear candies because they're ecstasy, they're MDMA, people are handing them out to children left and right. I have never heard of a drug dealer giving out their drugs for free.
No.
I mean, it could be true. I mean, people are sick nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, they like put razor blades in shopping carts. I guess my point I was getting at is, even at a thrift shop, they had to watch out what they were buying. Even when you go grocery shopping, you have to watch out what you're buying. Like, things are just so, they're just so screwed up, and it's like sad. Like, knowing that if Silas bites into a little Debbie, it could have been like injected with poison serum or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, also, like, when we were younger, it was just Halloween candy, you know?
Yeah.
People would be like, oh, you gotta worry about this. And you know what? That was all, like, basically like a myth. Like, it only happened, I think there's, like, one case in America of Halloween candy being poisoned, and it was the kid's dad who did it. He poisoned these pixie sticks, and then the kid died, and the police did this investigation, and the kid's dad kept telling them, like, oh, I think it was that house, I think it was that house. But they interviewed all these people, and everyone else said, no, my kid got Reese's at that house. Like, they didn't get pixie sticks. So they were, like, looking into it, like, okay, there's something fishy going on here. And yeah, it ended up being the kid's dad that did it.
Oh my gosh.
I forget what his, like, reasoning was. I'm pretty sure it was, like, something really stupid, like he just wanted the kid to get sick. I don't know why, but, like...
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think that's the only case of that ever happening in America. So, like, when we were kids, do you remember? Like, my parents always made us let them check each piece of candy before we ate it.
Right. How do you check for poison in a piece of candy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Well, I think that what you're supposed to do is, like, look at it and smell it. Like, if anything smells weird or feels weird or anything. If it's, like, pixie sticks, if they're hard.
You know what we could do?
Huh.
We could take our Halloween candy down to Florida Man. He could take it to the police and have them check and make sure it's a good batch.
And it all comes full circle.
That's right. All right, guys. It was a weird Monday for us. It was a lot of serious subjects.
Yeah, touched on some pretty serious things. So let us know what you guys think in the comments. We're always curious to know, you know, your opinions on these stories, and let us know if there's anything you think we need to look into, any weird or interesting news stories that we should look into.
Yeah, we're open-minded. We're not looking to argue, but we'd like to hear from you, so get at us.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.